Even if you're on the right track, but just sit there, you will still get run over. Build yourself a life or a career where you can afford to sleep peaceful at night. Create your own miracles. Do what you think you cannot do. In my many years, I have come to a conclusion that 1 useless man is a shame, 2 is a law firm, and 3 or more is a Congress. There can be glory in failure and despair in success. Life, unfortunately, doesn't seem to care what we want. Humility is nothing but truth, and pride is nothing but lying. Anybody can make the simple complicated. Creativity is making the complicated simple. I don't have to listen to rumors about a man when I can judge him for myself. This life is not a movie, and sometimes I forget that. When I was born, the doctor slit my throat to see if I could talk. There is nothing deep down inside us except what we have put there ourselves. Don't worry about being effective. Just concentrate on being faithful to the truth. Don't only practice your art, but force your way into its secrets, for it and knowledge can raise men to the divine. For the first time in a long time, I want more than I have. People are almost always better than their neighbors think they are. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Misconceptions play a prominent role in my view of the world. The progress of the world can certainly never come at all save by the modified action of the individual beings who compose the world. When all seems to be against you, remember, a ship sometimes has to sail against the current, not with it. The way is not in the sky, the way is in the heart. Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Be humble, for you are made of earth. Be noble, for you are made of stars. Everything is funnier in retrospect, funnier and prettier and cooler. You can laugh at anything from far enough away. I had to philosophize. Otherwise, I could not live in this world. Real courage lies in being able to believe in yourself enough to try again tomorrow, even after a tough day. All is mystery, but he is a slave who will not struggle to penetrate the dark veil. My point is, life is about balance. The good and the bad, the highs and the lows, the pina and the colada. If you really want the key to success, start by doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing. It is impossible to build one's own happiness on the unhappiness of others. This perspective is at the heart of Buddhist teachings. Creativity sparks originality, which then manifests itself into what we call evolution. To depreciate imagination is to depreciate life. You just keep pushing. You just keep pushing. I made every mistake that could be made, but I just kept pushing. I felt lonely and content at the same time. I believe that is a rare kind of happiness. Life consists of what man is thinking about all day. Your days are numbered. Use them to throw open the windows of your soul to the sun. If you do not, the sun will soon set, and you with it. You are a cosmic flower. Om chanting is the process of opening the psychic petals of that flower. The road of excess leads to the palace of wisdom. The most important questions in life can never be answered by anyone except oneself. The greatest pleasure in life is doing what people say you cannot do. Never respond to an angry person with a fiery comeback, even if he deserves it. Don't allow his anger to become your anger. Grace isn't a little prayer you chant before receiving a meal. It's a way to live. For reason, ruling alone, is a force confining, and passion, unattended, is a flame that burns to its own destruction. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. Changing is what people do when they have no options left. It is difficult to make the right choice if you fear choosing wrongly. Think of one thing you can do that will make a big difference in what you are trying to achieve. The serpent, if it wants to become the dragon, must eat itself. Now I've gone for too long living like I'm not alive, so I'm going to start over tonight, beginning with you and I. Dream no small dreams, for they have no power to move the hearts of men. To establish that a rule is likely to be true, one must try to prove it false. Stop thinking of yourself as a victim. You are a target that is now no longer being hit. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. If you don't learn to laugh at life, it'll surely kill you, that I know. An over-examination of life can deter you from life itself. No one dies of fatal truths nowadays. There are too many antidotes. It might be possible that the world itself is without meaning. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. There is a tragic clash between truth and the world. Pure undistorted truth burns up the world. The truth doesn't mind being told every once in a while. Success is a flower that doesn't grow in everyone's garden. Always forgive, but never forget, else you will be a prisoner of your own hatred and doomed to repeat your mistakes forever. In order to attain the impossible, one must attempt the absurd. Hope smiles from the threshold of the year to come, whispering it will be happier. We have a responsibility to help those around us and help others in need. No, that is the great fallacy, the wisdom of old men. They do not grow wise. They grow careful. Because even though the truth can set you free, that doesn't mean it won't be painful. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Just choose to be happy and live your own life. I quote others only in order the better to express myself. The life that I have lived was no more than a mask covering the real me. What has happened was not to kill me, but to reveal me. Not everyone is fight able. Be careful of who you fight. In the future, there will be no female leaders. There will just be leaders. Clean your home first before complaining about others. Some people talk in their sleep. Lecturers talk while other people sleep. How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. There are some experiences in life they haven't invented the right words for. Sorrow is knowledge. They who know the most must mourn the deepest over the fatal truth. The tree of knowledge is not that of life. Do nothing and nothing happens. Life is about decisions. You either make them or they're made for you, but you can't avoid them. To be alone is to be different. To be different is to be alone. Learn to live deeply and realize that all experiences, good or bad, are transient and opportunities for liberation. Maybe other people will try to limit me, but I don't limit myself. Nothing isn't better or worse than anything. Nothing is just nothing. Arya Stark. Maybe this is why we read, and why in moments of darkness we return to books, to find words for what we already know. The challenge is to resist circumstances. Any idiot can be happy in a happy place, but moral courage is required to be happy in a hellhole. It is the road you take that decides your destiny, and not your destiny that decides the road you take. We're never called on to do what hurts. We just do what hurts out of ignorance and habit. Once we see what we're doing, we can stop. Life becomes easier and more beautiful when we can see the good in other people. If you believe very strongly in something, stand up and fight for it. Liberty without learning is always in peril, and learning without liberty is always in vain. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. I will continue my path, but I will keep a memory always. The truth cuts like the sharpest knife I've ever known. Faith is the bird that feels the light and sings when the dawn is still dark. You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong. On marriage, you sort of stumble along and reconnect, and lose each other and reconnect again. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. Everything is good as it comes from the hands of the maker of the world, but degenerates once it gets into the hands of man. It is not courage that makes us speak the truth, but it is a hunger for truth that makes us courageous. The wise man knows that it is better to sit on the banks of a remote mountain stream than to be emperor of the whole world. It is when those who are not strong enough have made some moderate amount of progress that they fail and give up.